Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy Cyrus. Welcome to today's video. I don't even know why I have all this energy because I'm about to be reacting. Oh boy. Alright, so before we even start this video, I know a lot of you are probably tuning into the channel. You're probably new. So I'm going to show you guys what led to this reaction in the first place. Roll the footage.
Fuck T-Rose's mum, fuck I hope she can't stop crying. I laughed when the sun was dying. Flat on the floor and his face was lying. Jingle's dead and he's rotting in hell when his sister's out here giving out top. No haze, you just touched the north for you and I died on the 13th of October 2020. What the fuck? Listen, mum's life we flipped it, tables turned, Zeus get burnt.
You didn't even make it to your sweet 16.
Oh my god, I'm a little kid, please. Why did they have to do this to me?
Wait!
These fuckers.
The nigga was 15! Okay, now that you know what we're dealing with today, we are going to be reacting to the violent backstory of the Rudest diss track, Abzav's Tables Turn. Now, I understand that there are different parts to Tables Turn, but honestly, I'm not even going to listen to them. We're just going to watch the backstory, and if you guys want, let me know in the comments. I'll react to the other two parts of Tables Turn, if they're even still on YouTube. But yeah, you guys actually did ask me to react to the backstory after you guys saw my reaction for Tables Turn. And now, y'all are going to finally get it. So, this video was uploaded by Kid Nerd. This was uploaded 6 months ago. As I told you guys in the start of the previous video, this was literally recommended to me before I even watched the diss track. So now we're finally going to find out what the hell led to that absolutely disrespectful diss track. Let's get into it.
UK drill fans are going wild right now after a West London rapper called Abzsav dropped probably the rudest 3 songs to ever come out. In today's video, we are going into the backstory of these 3 diss tracks, which will clear up a lot about why they are so violent. Let's get into it.
I know there's about to be some crazy shit. Matter of fact, since it's about to be some crazy shit, we gotta set the mood with the lights. We gotta set the mood with the lights. Cause I know this man Abzsav was on demon time. We know he was on demon time.
So if you're not up to date, like I said before, West London rapper Abzsav just dropped 3 of the rudest diss tracks to ever come out. So rude and disrespectful that it's even opening the question of if dissing the dead should be illegal.
Niggas had to ask if disrespecting the dead should be illegal over these diss tracks? That is nuts, bro.
Now, I know a couple of you guys probably have not heard the songs, so I've put them on the screen now. But we'll be breaking them down and going through the history behind all of this. So the rapper who dropped...
Okay, so since he's breaking them down, I don't think I'll have to react to them. Because I'll probably be reacting to them right now.
These tunes is a rapper called Abzsav, who's from an area called Norfolk, at the edge of West London. And from the outside in, it doesn't look like the worst area. But Norfolk is home to Abzav's gang, N-Gang. N-Gang is also part of a bigger gang across the London borough of Ealing, which is a collective of members from towns in Ealing called Southall, Greenford, and of course Norfolk. The reason they're called 156 is because the areas covered in the gang are UB1, UB5 and UB6 postcodes. 156 beef quite a lot of West London, especially its surrounding areas, but they are mainly into it with a gang from Rayners Lane, which is a 7-minute drive from Norfolk where Abzsav is from. But 156 are better known for their feud with another gang from West London called CGM, which is infamously the gang of the big rapper Digga D. And despite the beef between Rayners Lane and 156 being more personal, most people are probably familiar with CGM and 156 issues. Mainly just because CGM are much more well known than Rayners Lane, with CGM rapper Digga D hitting mainstream type of views on his songs, and other members like Rack 5 and Horrid 1 hitting decent numbers as well. But a big reason to do with CGM's blow up on the scene was actually to do with 156. CGM burst onto the scene around 2016 to 17 under their old group's name 1011, and they blew up faster than any other group at the time, gaining millions upon millions of views in some of their first songs as a group. But one of the main reasons for CGM's blow up was due to a murder which took place in the beef between Rayners Lane and 156. On April 11th, 2017, a 156 member called T-Wiz barely even just walked out of his Norfolk home until
Hey bro, We know about T-Wiz.
He was approached by two Rainers Lane members. T-Wiz was heard arguing with the two Rainers Lane members before he was stabbed in his stomach. The two attackers then fled the scene, and sadly, T-Wiz died later that day. CGM blew up a lot on their early songs due to this death, with CGM mocking him in every song, making the name T-Wiz a well-known name in the UK just off his death. CGM even mocked T-Wiz so much that members were even banned from saying his name in any future songs.
Imagine disrespecting somebody so much after you kill them that you can't even say their name anymore. Like, these dudes was dissing them niggas so much they got banned from saying his name in songs. And that's what blew them up too. That's so nasty.
One of the killers of T-Wiz was a Rainers Lane member called T-Rose, and him and the other guy actually managed to beat the murder case due to self-defense. After beating the case, T-Rose then went on to make a drill song about the murder, while also recreating the scene of the murder in the music video. And even while years went by after T-Wiz's murder, 156 members were still out to get him. T-Rose moved around 3 hours from London to a small town called Telford. 156 caught wind of this and rid out 3 hours to Telford, caught T-Rose and shot him to death. 3 years after the murder of T-Wiz. 2 hours before T-Rose's death on the 13th of October. Back in London, another batch of 156 members were also driving around Hayes with a shotgun and revolver, looking for members of another rival gang to 156 called Purple Haze, when they spotted someone who allegedly had links to the gang called Shaq. The members in the car then proceeded to shoot Shaq multiple times with the revolver, sadly killing him on the scene. The car was then dumped, doused with petrol, and burnt a few miles away from the shooting. 5 people have been charged with this murder so far, including a 13-year-old boy, but are yet.
A 13-year-old boy? Yo, what do y'all got going on in London, bro? There is no way that the beef is... Y'all dragging 13-year-olds into gangs in London. To be fair, niggas is doing that in New York now too, bro. How old was Booba Savage before he blew up? Wasn't he? Oh my god, bro. This I don't like how drill music is right now, bro. Cause when you got kids involved in this shit, it's so nasty.
To go to trial. Abzsav mentions both T-Wiz and Shaq's murder in his Table Turns 1 song, saying 24 hours 2 got dropped. And even at the start of his second diss track, he mocks T-Rose by pretending he's a skeleton. The reason for this was because a couple years back, CGM member Horrid One mocked T-Wiz by pretending he's a skeleton of him. See, a year before the double murder of Shaq and T-Rose, the tables were very much turned in this feud. Now, if you listen to CGM rapper Digga D's tunes, you'll probably hear or see him mentioning a guy called Jojo, or you might have seen him with a diamond ring with the words Free Jojo engraved in it. Well, Jojo was a Rainers Lane member who was getting into it heavy with 156, so much that the feds had to relocate him more than an hour away from Rainers Lane to East London and Ilford to keep him out of trouble after he caught a couple cases. But unfortunately, this didn't stop him from getting into it with 156 members, which was clear on November the 18th, 2017. On this day, Jojo left his Ilford home carrying a black motorcycle helmet at 4:45 PM and got a train from Ilford to Norfolk, territory of the 156 gang. He then met up with 3 friends, and around 10 PM, with 2 mopeds and shanks, they started to circle around Norfolk looking for 156 members. Unfortunately, on some bad timing, some affiliates of 156 just happened to grab some drinks from a shop and were heading back to their friend's house to enjoy their Saturday night. When they got to a road called Newnham Close in Norfolk, which was the same road their friend T-Wiz happened to be stabbed to death a few months back, Jojo and his friends spotted the group and jumped off their mopeds to try to catch up to them. The 156 group split up and started running for their lives. But once Jojo and his friends got back on their mopeds looking for the group, they managed to spot an 18-year-old called Jason Isaacs in a dead end separated from his group, which resulted with Jason being stabbed 8 times from a sword and machete. Jason managed to get himself to a friend's house.
Niggas on mopeds with shanks is crazy, bro.
and eventually to a hospital. But a few days later, sadly, he was pronounced dead. The mopeds from the attack were dumped, but later recovered by police. And once the forensic team investigated them, Jojo's blood was discovered on one of the bikes. Not only that, but when the feds pulled up to Jojo's house, they recovered the same puffer jacket, hoodie, and helmet which was shown on the CCTV from the attack.
This nigga kept... Yo, oh my god, that's so dumb. So you dumped the moped, it still got recovered by the police, and you still kept the same clothes that you wore on the day you did the drill? My nigga, I don't care if it was a $1,000 Gucci jacket. Nigga, throw it away if you're gonna do this shit.
Jojo was eventually charged with the murder, but the only issue was that there was 3 more people to catch. The evidence was crazy on Jojo, but the feds didn't want him just to go down for the murder. But Jojo refused to testify against his friends, and ultimately was sentenced to life with a minimum of 20 years. Just like T-Wiz, Jay was heavily mocked in songs, mainly from Rainer's Lane members, with no type of remorse for the 2 young lives which were lost. And you could tell mentally this really took a toll on Abzsav, who had just lost 2 of his friends. In the recent interview he just done with Fumes the Engineer, he talks about how people were
only 8 minutes?
his friends for years. And back then, for a lot of people, it was all fun and games, without anyone realizing that certain guys actually lost a friend in real life. He goes on to say that the reason he called these diss tracks Tables Turned, because he was just replying to all the disses his gang has been getting for years. And when we actually look at the lyrics of his Tables Turned songs, you can see that a lot of disses actually go lyric to lyric, with the same disses opposition gangs have said previously, but obviously just changed up to fit the agenda of his gang. But despite all of this, some people still think Abzsav went too overboard, talking about a lot of sensitive situations, like a CGM member called AP's mum dying. He then even goes into dissing big UK drill rapper Russ, by pretty much saying CGM can't try what they done to Russ, with him dissing AP's mum. A bit of backstory on this, basically around 2 years ago, just like Abzsav, drill rapper Russ also dissed AP's mum in the group chat between Russ and CGM members. At the time, Russ was cool with CGM, mainly because his right hand, another drill rapper called Taze, is cousins with a couple CGM members. After dissing AP's mum, Russ had the show, but after decided to go to CGM's block, thinking he's still cool with them. But the tables turned and CGM members robbed Russ for his chain. For a period of time, it seemed like 156 and Russ were cool though, with a 156 member called Nito MB, even featuring on a remix of Russ's hit single 630. But once the song came out, Nito started demanding all over his socials that he wants the song to be taken down, which it eventually was. But despite these CGM and Russ disses, it's clear that Rainer's Lane was the biggest focal point on these songs, with countless disses towards them, mentioning situations like a double shooting on Rainer's Lane members in 2018, or when 5156 members ran into a kebab shop
In a kebab shop
and shot at a couple Rainer's Lane members in 2020. But one of the most painful disses was on a situation that took place quite recently, on the 11th of June 2021. A 15-year-old Rainer's Lane member who went by the name J Taps was on his way to school around 8:30 in the morning when he unfortunately bumped into a 156 member. In video footage, which is way too graphic to post on here, you can see the two get into a tussle, which ended with J Taps being stabbed multiple times and soaked in the blood of Paul in his own school clothes. This was
a 15-year-old going to school, getting stabbed multiple. That nigga was in school and in a gang, bro. What the? Like that's why I'm like, why are y'all doing this at such a young age? Why are you doing this as a kid, bro? On top of the fact that you're already going to school, I don't know why you're not just focusing on that education. Nigga, you're in a gang and you have to go to school. All niggas need to do is know what school you go to. Niggas will literally be outside that shit, wait for the final bell to ring. And that's going to be the last bell you ever hear in your life. This nigga got dropped before he even entered the building. This is disgusting.
It was literally broad daylight in front of herds of kids making their way towards school.
He did it in broad daylight in front of kids too, bro. Like, what? Imagine you're on your way to school. You see your friend down the street And then you see him bump into a gang member and then just get shanked multiple times to his death. But, like, what the fuck is going on in the UK? I don't ever want to mess with no UK nigga, bro. Swear, you bump into the wrong guy, you gonna be in a fucking table's turn.
The kid ran away from the scene, with even builders who are working on the site nearby trying to catch up to the kid until the police came. A 156 member called Slims is currently awaiting trial for this murder, who was also only 15 and was making his way to school,
So did they both go to the same school? Wait. So you're telling me these two kids who were in rival gangs both go to the same school, and now and he killed him, and now he's awaiting trial. Once again, only 15 years old. Like,
which is crazy to think that this feud is running so deep that school kids from each side are turning on each other. In Abzav's second diss track, he even mocked J Taps for not making it to his 16th birthday, which is sad to know that somebody so young lost their life to this feud. Just before J Taps' death, he was seen in a couple pictures throwing up gang signs, and literally just a few days before his death, he was seen in the Rainer's Lane music video called For Real, which would have made him a target for 156 members. Apart from Rainer's Lane, Abzsav also takes a dig at pretty much half of West London. Areas like West Drayton, South Acton and Wildstone, who are all lesser known areas to have conflicts with 156, which really makes you deep how much beef 156 actually have. But I want to know what everybody thinks of these tracks. Do people think Abzsav went too far on these? Or do people think it's justified due to the previous mocking of his friends? And most importantly, do people think these tracks are even worth it?
I'm about to answer all of these. Hold on, bro.
Really makes you deep how much beef 156 actually have. But I want to know what everybody thinks of these tracks. Do people think Abzsav went too far on these?
Point 1. Do I think Abzsav went too far? Well, we got to put into account. He had 2 of his friends already murdered. He had 2 of his friends taken from him. Like, you got to remember, yes, these guys are gang members, but they made actual mutual bonds with these niggas. And he lost 2 of them to this gang. But it's still like, bro, went after the moms, went after the guy who didn't make it to his Sweet 16. Just mocking them with skeletons in the music. Like, for the UK, I feel like for UK drill, I feel like it's not that overboard for them. I mean, for New York, I think it's a bit overboard. I won't lie. I think it's overboard.
But the people think it's justified due to the previous mocking of his friends.
And like I said, does he think it's justified? Like, it's half. It's half justified. Like, you know, the skeleton shit, if he just kept it at that, I mean, it's still a bit overboard, but it's justified there because he lost 2 of his friends. So now he's mocking them. And we saw earlier in the video, they actually were mocking on Instagram Live. I don't know if it was the Abzav's gang that was doing that led to that being reenacted in the music video. But they were doing that shit on IG Live, so he just returned the favor in the music video. But you know, it's still like, wow.
And most importantly, do people think these tracks are even worth it? It's definitely got the whole community talking and hearing about Abzsav.
Are these tracks worth it? For his career, yes. For Abzav's career, these tracks were definitely worth it because it has people all over the world talking like about how rude, disrespectful, and overboard this track was. Like, he has all 3 tables turns on his career. But it's not worth it in the long run because at the end of the day, he has a big target on his back now because of these tracks,
which could work to his favor in his future career. But with the police taking down his songs, his YouTube channel, and even his TikTok, he's probably gonna have trouble in the future making any songs without them being taken down.
The police were taking these songs down? Oh yeah. This is not gonna benefit
the
this
police
nigga in the
pretty
long
much
run,
having
bro.
control of what is allowed to be put out there. These tracks also might get him blackballed from the industry, with a lot of labels and shows not really wanting to get involved with controversial artists, which can mess up their brand, which may even prevent other artists from wanting to work with him also. I do think Abzsav is a very talented artist, and if he plays his cards right, he could capitalize on the boost of clout he's now got. But if he doesn't, he's in danger of letting these tracks overshadow his career. It's been your boy Kid Nerd, and peace out.
I've partnered up with
Okay. The thing, cause they keep trying to talk about his career. His career, socially, his career is benefiting a lot off of these songs. Like, people, he has the people talking. But this can only go on for so long. Like we all know how social media works. People will consume something for as long as it stays popping, and as soon as something even more crazy drops, they're just gonna move on like that. And if Abzsav doesn't do anything to boost his career with this clout that he has right now, then there's not really much else that we could say for Abzsav. And like Kid Nerd said, how is he gonna get signed to a label? This nigga is not getting signed by any label anytime soon. I don't think a label will ever sign him for any deal that doesn't ruin his career. This guy is so crazy. You don't even gotta listen to any of his other songs. You just gotta look at Tables Turn 1, 2, and 3 and determine, do you want to put a contract on this guy? Do you want to have the world know that your label signed Abzsav? Do you want them to know that your label signed this crazy ass nigga right here, bro? That's the question at the end of the day. My final thoughts on this entire thing is, honestly, I think Abzsav needs to find something, bro. He needs to just make regular rap music, bro. Make regular drill music. I understand drill, all right. Everybody's in a gang. Everybody's doing something, bro. Niggas is gonna get shot. Niggas is gonna get killed. It's gonna happen, and niggas are gonna diss. It's gonna happen. But, bro, we don't need any more tables turns, bro. We just need actual good drill music. I don't want to wish the worst upon Abzsav, but I do hope this nigga somehow changes his ways. Because if he wants to continue an actual music career, he's gonna have to drop a lot of tracks to, make him look like just, a regular rapper and not a cold-blooded killer. Thank you guys for watching today's episode, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And if y'all haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button on this video. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And comment down below, what do you guys think of Abzsav? What do you guys think of this whole entire situation? And I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.